Hello, I'm Carol Kidu Jr. with the news update. Former Provincial Police Commander for Central Acting Superintendent Laimo Asi has claims that police stations in Central Province are being shut down because there is no command. The information was published by a weekly news agency. PPC Asi verified that the information released was untrue because police personnel under his command are doing their regular policing responsibility. Asi said these kinds of remarks and media coverage are viewed as media propaganda meant to damage the reputation of the diligent police carrying out their sworn obligations. PPC Asi urged senior police officials to follow the correct reporting channel to raise matters of significance before it is announced to the media for public consumption. Governor of Central Province Rufina Peter is looking to utilize more than 80% of the 2024 provincial budget of 400 million kina this year. She revealed this following reports of only 40 to 50% of the 2023 provincial budget being utilized last year. The governor emphasized that implementation of the budget falls on the provincial administration and they need to make things happen for Central Province.
But unfortunately, our administration process did not make it happen for us. And so, you know, it's about administration and provincial government, the political leaders and administration working together. Because we can say this and we can do the budget allocation, but in terms of implementation, then the administration arm will have to come in and make it happen, following due process. So yeah, that was a challenge.
The Papua New Guinea Tourism Promotion Authority has successfully entered the North American market by participating in the travel adventure shows in Atlanta and San Francisco. In its inaugural presence at these prestigious events, PNG TPA showcased the captivating beauty and cultural richness of Papua New Guinea to an eager American audience. PNG TPA's Executive Manager Joel K. Mello expressed satisfaction with the outcome and the anticipation is high for a successful show in the San Francisco Bay Area. Visitors had the opportunity to explore PNG's wonders directly with the PNG TPA team and engage with inbound tour operators to book dream vacations. The unexplored paradise of Papua New Guinea, with its unspoiled beauty and rich cultural heritage, awaits curious travelers seeking unique and unforgettable experiences. The 50th Hiri Moale Festival, commemorating the traditional Hiri trade expeditions, received substantial support of 100,000 kina from Steamships Trading Company. Kim Josh Damuri, the reigning Miss Hiri Hanenamo, expressed gratitude at the sponsorship launch and acknowledged Steamship's continued and long-standing support of the festival since the 1970s. Steamship's Managing Director Rupert Bray underscored the festival's role in preserving cultural heritage and providing opportunities for the younger generation, and highlighted Steamship's commitment to offering job placements to Hiri Hanenamo contestants, demonstrating ongoing support for the Motu Koitabu community.
So it's a great pleasure to sponsor again, Molly, and to all of your team. I recognise how much hard work goes into this in the background. I think it would be remiss of me not to say that at the moment, with all of the social pressures that we have and the challenges that Papua New Guinea faces, festivals and celebrations like this are as important as ever. We need to be able to teach our future generations of leaders the importance of culture and the values that our forebearers held so close. You know, what we're seeing in the city today is not what Papua New Guinea represents.
Livestock Development Corporation has revealed it will be using artificial insemination to develop a breed of cattle that's resistant against pests and disease. Artificial is the procedure that will use frozen semen to breed cattle. LDC will implement procedure after cattle increase its herds in ranches like Launakalana Estate.
We will bring in frozen semen so that we can be able to do artificial insemination. All of my officers are well trained in this technology. Jackson Tassi and the officer in Ley, in Midday, all of these guys, they know how to do this. So we want to improve the breed. You see all these cattle, most of them, we need to improve the genetics. Simply put, the reason why we need to improve the genetics is so that they can be able to develop, or the progenies will be able to develop resistance against pest and disease and heat tolerance, and then the meat composition, all the other characteristics of the beef will be good. So we won't bring the live animal, we will bring the frozen semen. We will bring them here and then we'll see those cows and heifers. Heifers are young cows who are not married yet. I mean, they are married, but they have yet to give birth. We will impregnate them so that they can be able to deliver or calve.
The Octady Development Foundation and the Center for Excellence in Financial Inclusion on Tuesday, 12th March, entered into a memorandum of understanding solidifying their collaboration to implement a financial literacy program. The program is aimed at empowering small and medium enterprises and women-led SMEs in selected regions of the Western Province. Under the MOU, CEFI will conduct training of trainers, money management concepts. These trained individuals will then be responsible for imparting direct retail training to 1,000 SMEs and women-led SMEs within the Western Province. This partnership between OTDF and CEFI represents a significant step towards enhancing financial literacy and empowering SMEs in the Western Province, fostering sustainable economic growth and development. In regional news, they are an abundant sight in Queensland, but rainbow lorikeets are under threat from a mystery illness.
But these rainbow lorikeets almost never made.
Oh, this is why we do it. It's the best feeling.
It wasn't easy getting them to fly the coop. 6 weeks ago, the flock was struck down by a mystery illness. They were hospitalised, nearly dying from the sickness that struck thousands of lorikeets.
Since the 1st of January, we've seen 3,850 lorikeets, which is more than what we would normally see over the course of an entire year.
It's been next level this season. We've never seen anything like it.
The illness causes progressive paralysis, first seen in southeast Queensland 12 years ago. Afflicted lorikeets lose the ability to fly, blink and swallow, eventually dying from starvation.
If we get the birds early enough, we typically are able to treat them and get them back out to the wild, and that can take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks.
The outbreak has spread from Grafton in New South Wales all the way up to central Queensland.
Experts are stumped as to what's making these birds so ill. Theories range from something they're eating, a fungus, or even an infectious disease.
Really will require, I think, a lot of money and a lot of coordination to really get to the bottom of this.
All that time and effort well worth it for these moments.
Every year, hundreds of thousands of Australians take medicinal cannabis to treat chronic pain and other conditions. But with the benefits, there's a major drawback.
Day, West Australian man John, who can't reveal his real name, takes cannabis. It relieves his fibromyalgia, a condition which causes chronic fatigue and pain.
It's just been like revolutionary. My main problem has been fatigue and just the inability to get moving, and it helps with that, so it's just wonderful.
Medicinal cannabis has been legal since 2016, but under WA law, you cannot drive with the intoxicating element of cannabis, THC, in your system. It's a law John chooses to ignore. He believes he isn't putting anyone at risk. He says he doesn't feel impaired when driving.
I'm an experienced driver. I'm also experienced with cannabis. When you have a tolerance like I do, it's not as strong.
A new Swinburne University study appears to support his claim. Researchers used a car simulator to test the driving ability of 40 patients who took a dose.
Our main finding was remarkably little change in driving performance before and after people had taken their medical cannabis.
Dr. Arkle says cannabis should be treated like other medications.
We don't treat any other prescription medication in the same way, where you can be pulled over and it can be an offence to simply have that drug in your system.
The legalised cannabis party says patients should be allowed to drive.
We've enshrined in law a lie which states that any presence of detectable THC is equivalent to impairment.
We should be able to drive without fear of being prosecuted for just because I'm on medicine that I need. It's really good for my well-being, my functioning.
The health department says the research needs to be carefully assessed, but patients should not drive while on cannabis. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for the state government says the health minister is consulting with experts on whether the law should be changed.
The federal and Northern Territory governments have announced a $4 billion commitment to build 270 homes a year for the next decade in some of the country's most remote communities.
A Prime Minister on a mission
to halve the overcrowding issues which are here for housing in the Northern Territory.
And he comes with a $4 billion war chest. Anthony Albanese visiting the remote community of Binjari with a plan to build 2,700 homes over the next decade.
We know there's so much more needs to be done, but investment makes a difference.
The major deal will be funded 50-50 between Canberra and Darwin over 10 years. It follows on from a previous $1.5 billion deal that saw 1,950 bedrooms built in the 5 years from 2018. This latest deal has the backing of the Territory's powerful Aboriginal land councils, who are eager to see the status quo change.
Overcrowding in the Northern Territory is at 54%. This means that more than half of houses, remote houses in the Northern Territory, are overcrowded.
All sides also hoping the deal will lead to more opportunities for some of Australia's most disadvantaged communities.
What we want is real jobs with real wages, with real training and real skills for Indigenous Australians.
But questions remain about how the funding will be distributed.
What's the plans around that? What discussions have happened with the local communities on the ground, and what's the time frame?
It is a start. There is a lot more needed, but the reality is we need to be able to have deliverables that we can meet as well.
Here in Binjari, the last round of construction saw 17 extra bedrooms completed. But the problem of overcrowding has actually gotten worse as the population has increased, with an average of 2 occupants for every bedroom, a sign of just how much more work.
Back home, the body of the late member for Usinobundi and Minister for Education, Jimmy Ugo, has arrived in Midday province to begin final burial formalities. The late MP died unexpectedly in Wewak East Sepik province on February 6th while on duty travel in his capacity as Minister for Education. Late Ugoro's family, Prime Minister James Marape, and his wife, Lady Rachel, led a delegation of ministers who accompanied the casket home. In Midday, his casket was received at the airport by more family members, staff and members of the provincial government, colleagues and public servants. The tentative schedule for the burial includes the handing over of the casket to Governor Ramsey Pariwa to begin the provincial program. The provincial program includes a funeral program at William Station in Usinobundi district. Minister Ugo will be buried in his home of Bill Village. That's been the Midday News. Join us at 6 for more.